I pull my succulent bowl apart every year in the fall and put it back together in the spring because it's fun. But if you want to see that process, I am going to link the videos below so you can go check it out. But I'm going to kind of see what I can do here. I know, for instance, like this Buddha's temple little crassula came out from here originally. Also, this Haworthia, this like chocolate tessellata Haworthia, the tiger jaw did not, but it's really cute, so I think it might go in there. I'm a little hesitant to put the cacti in there because I do like to give them their own space. This jade plant came out of there. This propeller plant did, but now it is much too large to go back in there. I'm honestly thinking I might sell this on the plant bus because it's big. I might take a little cutting off of it for myself. But the big mother plant, I think I'm gonna send off to someone else's home. But I do think these guys are gonna go in the side here. The Ionium, I'm gonna probably break these little Sempervivum apart for there. Got this little Haworthia here, and then I've got this Haworthia here. I think I'm gonna keep this as a low-lying succulent planter because, well, no, I really like that jade. I think I'm going to put that jade back in there. So I've decided the cacti are not going to go in there because I like to keep them in their space. The baby toes will get swallowed in here. They've also got to stay inside, so that will be it for now for that one. But I'm going to go ahead and plant the succulent bowl planter up and so that I know exactly that I have enough to fill it before I continue to size up the rest of these things, size up or otherwise. So my succulent bowl planter is done for the year. I left some negative space, some empty space so this can fill in just a little bit. It's always a balance. You want your succulent bowls to look full, but you also don't want to pack them so full that they can't grow over the summer. I am going to put some fairies and things in here because what would a succulent bowl planter be without some fairies? Next, I'm going to work on these peperomias because they've served me well in these containers, but man, they need sizing up really bad. So this parallel peperomia is insane. It's got these crazy flowers on the ends of the stems. And I mean, I love them. I love how massive this plant is. But like I said, it's been in this pot for a while. I mean, look how massive it is for this amount of roots it actually has. All right, so I've got these roots kind of broken up. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it half an inch up in pot size and see if that helps these roots extend a little bit more. And there is some dull growth to this because I do push it to dry down quite frequently. I'm also going to fertilize this puppy. And wham bam! Now I have a choice. I could definitely trim some of these, but they're cool. And I like how crazy cool this thing is. It's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to leave them long. And I'm going to fight with the macrame hanger getting it put back again. Let's see. What container size will this fit in to make it look pretty? Perfect. Perfect. And it has a saucer. Perfect. Next up, I've got this really cute Peperomia Hope. It is my favorite houseplant. I absolutely adore it because I love how cute as a button its little leaves are. They're just adorable. They're just adorable. But it has been in this pot too long. It is time. It is time. And yes, it is actually root bound. This one more so than the parallel Peperomia. So same thing, gonna massage its roots up. And then I'm going to stick it in an oh so slightly larger container. Sizing up gradually with houseplants is key to success because it helps you balance the moisture management. Really, houseplants are all about moisture management. Whenever you're growing in a container at all, it's really important that you're able to control the moisture around the root zone because that's what plants are all about. I think I'm going to try and propagate a cutting down into into the pots because it is a little crazy. I had that wrapped up around there for a reason. I'm going to pop that flower off of there though so that it doesn't focus on that. Got to direct its focus. And fertilizer. It's my little baby Peperomia Hope. It started in a 2-inch container itself. Slowly but surely, I'm working my way through everything here. Next up, let's deal with this Haworthia. To be honest, I liked it when it was smaller better. I'm going to plop off all these pups because they're leggy and irritating to me. I like it when they stay cute as a button, you know? When they get this big, I just feel out of control. You can tell with this guy that I also had to lower its light level when I moved it, when I repotted it. It does not stay as compact. These pups are very leggy. And when succulents get leggy, it's largely because they're stretching for light. And usually they're not as cute when they're leggy. You're going to go in a larger pot. Because I'm selling you. Or I might put you under the grow light. I'll put you under the grow light. How about that? I'll keep you a little bit longer. I'm not going to be done with you yet. I already have some of these propagating. So to the trash they go. Okay, what I'm going to do next is put the fenestraria into this little rainbow pot because I've been struggling to keep this thing hydrated because of how well I have it in an orchid pot, and that's really not ideal for these guys. But it was the only pot I had this size at the time, the only grow pot with drainage holes. So, that is dense. That is compacted as all get out. This has lived here far too long. I'm sorry, my friend. Fenestraria have really fine roots, so they're very sensitive to moisture, like not having correct moisture. They dry out really fast, but they also can rot really fast and melt. They're, like I said, one of the harder succulents to tend. Pop it in there. I think it's going to be adorable in this container size. We shall see how this goes. It's either going to go really well or really abysmally. Fenestraria are very picky about their environment. Ooh, no kidding. Check this out. So I only transplant cactus when they reach the girth of their pot because they really don't need more than that. I'm going to set you there for now. I honestly kind of want you in this pot that this friend is in. Let's see where his roots are. Yeah, not very big. I think this needs to go into here because it fills it out very beautifully. This one, on the other hand, I feel like can go into even smaller container because look at its roots. Cactus can be deceiving. They store so much water. Why do they need roots? You know, why? It's a little cockamamie, but I don't care. Adds character. Cactus number 2 is done. Now, I know this domino cactus can use some space. I mean, check that out. I want this Hoya pot for this. So I'm going to stick these back in here. Get rid of that. Get that out of the way. This Hoya compacta has been in this pot for a while, and it's got a ton of dust on it. So I'm going to give it a shower after this. It's also got a Burro's tail hanging out the front, which it has for a while because it fell on the floor. And I'm just going to pull that out of there, create a mess while I do it. And those are going to go in their own space. But this Hoya needs a new home. I don't even know if I can get it out of there. It is so tight in that pot. This is one other problem with terracotta. The roots can really suction cup to the side. Good Lord. I grew this from a tiny little 2-inch baby cutting of just 2 leaves. And Hoyas are amazing. Boom. Oh, wow. Well, that's just 2 sights to behold. First of all, check out these roots. Second of all, check out what they left behind. So this Hoya, I'm going to go ahead and put into something a little bit bigger. I'm going to say a 4.5 pot will be just perfect for this. Just perfect for this. Here we go, Hoya. It's your time, man. Honestly, you know, it'd be fun is to propagate another arm. So what should I take? This one? Probably on the other side of the flower bed that's about to form. Boom. Okay. All right. So now I've got a nice little Hoya cutting there. I'm going to stick it in the side that's not got a branch coming out of it. And then I'll make that face the window so that it can have plenty of light to initiate those roots. All right, now that I've got this terracotta for this cactus, isn't it all about a pot shuffle? I'm gonna do this. If you're wondering, this fuzzy little bud on top is a flower bud, and it's an Easter lily cactus. These things are crazy. They have that hairy bud. It almost looks like some weird bug's cocoon. And the answer is no, you don't have to plant your cactus in a terracotta, but it sure helps prevent issues with drainage. Cacti are done. Burro's tail is extremely difficult to transplant, but it is extremely easy to propagate. So if I break anything off, which is the main problem with this, I can always propagate it, and that's great. But this is always a bit of a painful process. Honestly, I'm going to go into a similar container size, but a grow pot. There you are, my friend. Just like that, I've got some Burro's tails that will be ready in like 3 weeks. Last but certainly not least are my trifectas. This is an aloe Haworthia hybrid of some kind, and it is always, always, always expanding faster than I can pot it up. And I think it may be time for it to be separated because they're outgrowing each other. But I like having little groups of 3 succulents because they look so cool together. I honestly think I could put it up into a bigger pot and it would be cool. All right, I think that's good. I will say this one's always a challenge to pot up when I leave them in a group of 3, but it's so pretty when I do. So it stays in a group of 3. 3 sisters. All right, now what to do with this aeonium? It's massive. I think, see, it's not even in this grow pot. It's in here, in there. Honestly, thinking it might go in this pot and like it. Getting potting mix into tight spaces always takes patience. Okay. Woo. Well, that about does it for me. I have made a serious mess doing this. So now what I've got to do is go water in everything, put everything back underneath the grow light, windowsill, shelves, find spaces for everything, take the propagations back to the greenhouse so they can root up for my customers before I take them on board the bus. And I can enjoy them for another 3 years before I have to do this job again, because it was kind of a serious, messy job because I've collected quite a few succulents. And I'm sure I will have more by the next time I'm doing this. But in the meantime, I hope you drop any questions that you have in the comments below. And until next time, you've been watching Unearth Horticulture.